Hi everyone, Chem. Here's another video. This time it's about how to install double take mirrors onto your motorbike and also if they are worth the money. If you cannot be bothered to watch it all, use the shortcuts in the video description below to jump to the section that you're interested in. Let's start with what double take mirrors are in case you're not familiar with the concept. So as you can see over here, in contrast to a traditional mirror, this double take mirror has two ball joints, one at the bottom and one at the top. So you attach this ball joint to your handlebar assembly and then you clamp this mirror assembly onto this ball joint, and that allows you to place your mirror in pretty much endless amount of angles and positions. So that's a good benefit because you can basically put the mirror wherever you want it to be, which is not always possible with traditional mirrors. But the bigger benefit of having this type of adjustability is that when you clamp the mirror onto this rubber ball joint, if you crash and you hit the mirror pretty hard, instead of breaking, the ball joint clamp will give and it will force it to move onto this ball joint. So in theory, you should never be able to break these mirrors, because whenever they get hit or knocked, instead of parts breaking, they will just kind of fold, and you'll be able to unclamp it, and then put it back into the appropriate position. So this is what the double take mirrors are and how they work and what's the idea behind them. Let's now try to answer the question whether these mirrors are worth the price. Depending on where you live, they might cost different amounts. I live in the UK, and currently in the early 2023, a set of these mirrors retails for £135, which to me it's quite a lot of money for a set of mirrors. On the other hand, I've spent a couple of £100 on my exhaust. I've also spent a couple of £100 on the tank. So I'm not quite sure why I see this as a lot of money for mirrors, and yet I've been quite happy spending a lot of money on other bike components. So I think it's more of a mental block at my end rather than this costing objectively a lot of money. So what do we get for £135? If we look at the mirror assembly itself, that seems to be pretty well made. You have mirror enclosed in some sort of plastic-ish or composite enclosure here, and then you have an aluminium alloy clamp, which seems pretty hefty and pretty well made. And then you've got this ram ball over here, which is made of some sort of rubber-ish material. So it's got a little bit of flex to it, but not much. It's not really a soft rubber. So the whole assembly seems pretty well made. One thing I would say that I'm not happy about is its weight. It seems heavier than the stock mirror, and once we start putting it on the bike, we'll be able to weigh it and compare it to the stock mirror. So we'll see what we get. But if you have watched any of my other videos, you will know that I'm passionate about weight reduction, and adding extra weight high up onto the bike is not ideal, but nobody else makes these mirrors or any other versions of it, so we have to work with what we've got. But let's go back to the original question, which is what are we getting for our money? And apart from pretty well made product, we are also getting some benefits once the product is on the bike. So if you look at how the mirrors are attached to the bike over here, we've got a mirror and this metal rod over here, and it's threaded to the mounting point near the brake reservoir. And on the other side, the mirror with the metal bar is threaded to the clutch lever clamp. So as you can imagine, if you were to crash your bike and if it landed in the unfortunate position and a lot of pressure was put onto this bar, you could actually snap the clamp over here, or even worse, you could snap this mounting point here, and potentially your brake reservoir could start leaking. So you either end up with the clutch not being attached to your handlebar, or with losing front brake fluid. Neither of these options is good, and if you're planning to use your bike for a long adventure trip, it would be nice to put things in place to mitigate situations like this. And this is exactly where double take mirrors come in. If you were to put them on the bike and you were unfortunate enough to have an accident, if your mirror got hit from here or any other angle for this matter, it would just fall out of the way without breaking any vital components. You might be similar to me, thinking, well, that will never happen to me, or what's the likelihood of this actually happening? And I've been using this bike for nearly 3 years now. I must have had like 100 crashes on it, and my mirrors never suffered. That was until a few days ago when I dropped the bike and my mirror on the left hand side snapped, and that actually caused the mounting point on the mirror, not the mounting point, sorry, the clamp that actually clamps your clutch lever to the handlebar snapping. And this is how it looks. So that got detached from the handlebars, and obviously the mirror came loose as well. So if you think it will never happen to you, well, if you're gentle and you're not pushing your bike hard and you're not crashing, then fair enough. But if you're if you are similar to me and you like to explore your limits and ride hard and progress, then I would say doing something about the mirrors, especially if you're planning to be far away from home, is not a bad idea. Right, let's remove the stock mirrors from the bike. Apart from removing the mirror and the metal rod here, we'll also have to remove this metal insert here. Bear in mind it's threaded in the opposite direction at the top, so where the metal rod from the mirror comes in. So as we're dismantling it or unscrewing it from the mounting point here, it will start sliding up, and also the metal rod from the mirror will also start sliding out of the adapter here. Nothing too complicated. Once you start doing it, you will know exactly what I mean. Stock mirrors are off the bike now, so let's just check the weight difference. We've got about 260 grams for a stock mirror, and then if we put the double take one on the scale, let me move that out of the way, we're talking 430 grams. So what's that, 170 grams difference per mirror? Not ideal. They're definitely heavier, but not much we can do about it. The installation of double take mirrors appears to be fairly straightforward. We just need to thread this ball joint over here. As you can see, it doesn't have any flat spots, so I cannot really put a spanner on it, which indicates to me that they probably want me to hand tighten it. I might actually use the mirror clamping assembly to put more torque on it. But before I do that, I'm gonna add a little bit of Loctite in here just to prevent it from coming loose from vibrations, especially from a single cylinder bike. So let's do it. Right, as you can see, the mirrors are now on the bike. In my opinion, they look a little goofy. I cannot get used to this thick stems over here, but they are functional and they are here for a reason. Additional benefit that I thought of when I've been installing them is when I ride off-road and I'm standing up, I do not always have the intercoms with me, and if a mate is following me, I sometimes want to check whether he's behind or whether I need to stop and wait for him. So I can actually set that mirror vertically in a different position pretty quickly and use one mirror to check whether someone's behind me when I'm standing up, and I can easily see the reflection in the mirror, and one for road use. Again, this is something that might be beneficial when you're green laning, off-roading, and so on. So overall, pretty happy with it, with an exception of the weight, which I've already covered. So thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions or comments, write them down in the comment section below the video. And if you enjoy this type of content, please consider subscribing. See you in the next video.